Good evening, Kingdom of Elfgard, and we hit week 5 of the Winter League 2025. Jackimus, sillydabbit, Rye, and of course, there we go, ic10as with Cyberdark along with us for tonight's race. Playing for the honor, the privilege of the win. As neither of these four are no longer in play to get a spot for the tournament knockout rounds here. But we still should have a great competition. No magic, very low attack, very low defense to start. But the only thing giving them any hope is going to be that 30 plus hit points to start as we have our run for tonight. These four should be getting the countdown momentarily. I'm a little surprised that Cyberdark's on a slow message speed. But we'll see if that changes here ahead of time or not. So we have random prices, random XP required, no scared or scaled slimes tonight. Summer sale is on, XP with a normal map. If you find an item, you will have a treasure card to fight. The easy Sharlock is on, not short Sharlock, and you will have the regular heal and regular hurt before the Moors, as we get the speech from King Erdrick and get us underway. Our main chest tonight is a free key up front, gold, and that second key, meaning we do have a divergence of paths that could occur depending on what's in the treasury and underneath Tent Angel. Sitting with me tonight is our G365 and Artorias 308 on the trackers. We definitely appreciate for them to be out on this cold Tuesday night. Alright, there we go. Getting some keys, saving with the king. So therefore we can initiate the deal. Only 2 treasure chests in the main treasury instead of the normal 4. You see one underneath that 2 sets of 15 targets. We have looked to be like the trading cave for the harp underneath Tent Angel. ic10as immediately going for a reset. So we only have 3 chests available here in Tent Angel. That one right there being guarded under that 30 though, and it's just gold. So I see jackimus is going to quickly figure out there is def number 1 for him. We have something that we're loading up, given the wrong information of a bamboo pole. Attempt for a spark over bridge does Cyberdark. We appreciate it, but no love tonight. So we have a golem out there, only hitting for 2, only taking 1. The Armor Knights are only hitting for 2 as well. And we have a level up of 2, 1, 2, 11 with return for level 2 for ic10as. And sent back to start on a def 4. Armor Knights giving you 26, that'll be the level up for Cyberdark. With that same 2, 1, 2, and 11. As everybody except sillydabbit goes to level 2. sillydabbit will have it as soon as he can finish off this golem. Picks up 42 instead of the 20. But still not enough to go beyond level 2. At this point, normally you'd be thinking of a grind, but since we have Summer Sale on, you may think of trying to push out, maybe find a town, get some high-level weapons early. Could potentially blow this door open for somebody if they do decide to take that route. However, might not be your little trick there, as Silly Dabbit is finding out. We have a level up for 3, 2, 6, 4, and stop spell. Only moving to level 3. These levels are coming to 1 or 2 enemies, but only one at a time. You're not getting a huge jump. Cyberdark going after this druid. Decides against it, however. Jackimus has found a cave. We have south of Swamp Cave. Now there is a potential for a couple treasure chests in here. But the Raft Knight isn't... Well, sorry, 1 point, still got a chance. Now the Raft Knight won't allow it to happen. But Jackimus is the only one knowing that that Swamp Cave is almost just directly north through that swamp from Tendagel. Remember, stay with us all week. We will have the races that matter. If you're looking for who will make the playoffs this year, as those matches will occur. But don't shy on races like the one we have here tonight, as everybody always has something to play for, even if it's pride. And all of these players have done pretty well in the tournament. They were able to pick up 9 points through 4 tournaments, meaning averaging between a second and a third in each of the rounds. Unfortunately, the minimum score is going to be looking to be 15 to get yourself in, and Jackimus actually jumps 2 levels, which means Rye should be very close of picking up that level 4. And Silly Dabbit even goes one further, jumps to level 5 off an attack. Speaking of 5, we got level 6, 46 power, 16 speed, 43 hit points, 18 with heal and repel, and that's 2 more levels to 9 for Silly Dabbit. Silly Dabbit is quickly running away with us, the same as ic10as says. They're finding out the regular magician gives you 153. Speaking of that, we have a new top level with Hurt, Sleep, and Heal More for ic10as, picking up to level 12. Meanwhile, Silly Dabbit quickly catches right back up as well. Cyberdark not that far away at 9. And Jackimus, the one pushing out for that exploration, unfortunately missing out on the experience, stuck at level 4. Goldman picking up 57 experience, with 10, 4, 7 giving us Cyberdark that 1 level. Alright, inside there we have gold and an herb, or were the 2 in the treasury as we finally picked that back up. So there is a potential gold grind, but with that summer sale, it likely won't really become a requirement, you wouldn't think. ic10as starting to finally go out and do the Explorer game as well. However, at level 13 definitely can do so. Jackimus has caught up to level 12. And even the Ghost is giving you 15. And the town for ic10as is Coal. Let's take a look at that spike tile. And there is a Raft Knight. We do have an item underneath. And completed with the Hurtmore, picked up at 13. We have Erdrick's Armor in Coal, one of your major pieces to finish off the Dragon Lord. Meanwhile, at the top of the Swamp Cave is an herb. I'm sorry, that wasn't the Swamp Cave. No, it was the Swamp Cave, I'm sorry. And a Poltergeist is your spike tile. Picking up a 312 points. This is going to be level 15 easy. 1, 17, 5, and Radiant. Level 16 for sillydabbit. 1, 11, 16, 17. We have 175 hit points. If you can find that death necklace, would definitely be a great play. 94 magic, giving you the ability to have 11, just shy of 12. And those 94 attack power is without any weapons. Joel picking up also a 282, very good enemy as well to boost your level. sillydabbit going for that grind. Question is, how high will we bounce on these levels even though we're only 11 minutes in here? If you were setting up for a good night with popcorn and a soda, guess what? You might not get through them, as we may be done quickly tonight. Especially with a town pretty next door to the north side of that entrance. And it's Rimmaldar, home of the keys, even though we don't need them. But there is potentially 2 spots for treasure chest here. And in the first, we have just a simple herb. There's also one possibility inside the little shop counter. Nothing there. First shot at weaponry, however, for sillydabbit. Gives us 5,000 for a flame sword. Large shield though only being 335. Goes with the club. You know, the anti-theft deterrent of off card. Well, apologize, I missed what was in the tablet cave there at the end. jackimus also figuring out the path there to Rimmaldar. That north side lets us out on the far left side of the map here. We have a cave though just to the south and west, and it is the land of the mountain cave. don't think that's going to be a treasure guard, but we'll find out in a second here. And it actually was a treasure guard, as its Erdrick's token. $5,700 for that silver shield. So the game isn't going to hand over the top stuff cheaply tonight. Going down to that second level of the mountain cave. We have a torch. Fairy water. And out silly dabbit goes. Remember, you will need to collect all your homework still before you can get into Sherlock. Meanwhile, ic10as staying at the Guardian Motel 6 will leave the candle on for you. Weird double bridge to nowhere on the west side of Sherlock. The one we missed in that mountain cave was an herb. Then we have the Elf Guardian version of the Finger Lakes over on Cyberdark side. And back to Tentagel he goes with a return spell. We still haven't seen Grave or Geringham. We're going to have our first attempt for coordinates here. And unfortunately, it's the old-fashioned fight. No coordinates tonight, which means nothing on the overworld map. We know there's already been something in Cole. It also means likely that Hawksness will have a play. Cyberdark might find the fun of the 300 plus point spike pile here. Sillydabbit turns in Gwalen. Interesting, as we know there is no coordinates. Meanwhile, we're going to get our first look at Hawksness, and it's a red slime holding up the spot. with only 8 experience points for that spike tile. And we have big stick, so you have the big armor, big stick, both now. There is again your trade-in for the Silver Heart to get you your Staff of Thunder. Which means only Tentangel must actually bend a jerk instead. First Metal Slime appearance over on ic10as side. Metal Slime tonight paying out 123 over the 41. And Silly Dabbit finding his spike tail of the Brave Knight. Level 18 now of 101. Not much at all, but we've been getting so much ahead of time. Silly Dabbit at least getting an upgrade to the hand axe. This seed is the Saturday Night Live 50th would tell you is just being as tough as Lee press-on nails, aka not much at all. Alright, we're going to see what we missed on that tablet cave here in just a second. And it was just a simple fairy flute. As most people say, the waste of your slot. And tonight, considering that golems are extremely weak, I would agree. There is the Death Necklace, however, picked up by ic10as, up in the upper levels of the grave. Silly Dabbit unfortunately finding out the fight, no coordinates and a light as he picks up level 18, does ic10as. Down at the bottom here for Silly Dabbit, I have a feeling this is going to finally know it's just Hawksness. Still have not come upon Geringham, I believe. Ooh, we have a silver heart sitting there in Hawksness, and I think it's Silly Dabbit's the only one I've seen actually grab it. The others would have gone the other direction. By the way, level 19 is another no-bagger for ic10as. At the very top, there is no chest at all. We have a town on the south side of Sherlock. Could this finally be our Geringham? And there she is, in her majestic glory, the town of Geringham. So in the back of Geringham, we only have one treasure chest, but it seems to be guarded with a treasure guard, and it's the Stones of Sunlight. I like that. Come back to force to pick up that encounter, getting 165 experience points for that wizard. And in the back, we have the freebie on the normal old Stones of Sunlight cave, but no chest at all. Level 20 now for ic10as. Again, really not much, picking up a few magic points. My favorite little town of Becky up jackimus' side. Cyber just borrowed to find out the old fight command is all you get. Everything is available in the outer world. The only thing you could potentially find in Sherlock at this point would either be your fighter's ring or the scale. Both would be good for 2 points respectively to their attack and defense. ic10as finally hits the northwest corner of the map. this point, I'm going to start wondering why people are not heading to the end. As well, everybody still needs a piece of other people's information, but we know if you can put them all together. Okay, where in the hell is jackimus going? I'm sorry, just did not expect somebody to go to that one square corner. We could put it together, we would have runs, and you would expect at 164.97 with 138 for attack. The Dragon Lord would be pretty easy of a play here. Okay, again, where are we going there, jackimus? I wonder if jackimus doesn't have the alternative treasure rooms. The alternative treasure location map. And he's searching every single inch of every single town as a result. We have the trade-in for the stamp for ic10as. This needs to get to the joke, which we know is underneath Temptation. And ic10as might be the first making that play to Charlotte. Cyberdark needing the stones and the trade-in. Sillydabbit, the same situation. jackimus, I believe, still needs the actual token. Oh, sorry, also needed the silver heart, but he just got it. So, okay, just a token. That wasn't a bad move by Cyberdark here if you haven't seen this particular seed set before. If you know, the only thing you're really looking for is one of the vital pieces of information you know that treasure cards are on. Just walking over a treasure chest, and if it doesn't pop an enemy encounter, you know that chest doesn't have what you need. You don't need to spend the time clicking, going through your menus, and opening the treasure chest. What's on the right tonight is Pride and a beautiful 14 points, a great showing to take into the Summer League that we do have coming up in a couple months. sillydabbit now trading in the heart for the staff. I love what Trappers gets a little head, but works just like a charm. So, Stones of Sunlight still needed by everybody but ic10as. With the trade-in still required for Dark and jackimus. jackimus picking up level 19, one behind the leaders. As you're looking, the level leaders are top left, bottom right. However, of course, the game lead is definitely in ic10as's corner here. sillydabbit about ready to hit Carringham. And about to get his Stones of Sunlight. As he gets his stones, ic10as, I believe, is not that far away from Sherlock proper.
Okay.
Just a quite little bit of a walk to get there. And here we go, the first rainbow drop being laid down at the 33-minute mark.
Stop.
But before, smartly, I'd head on over, get your magic back. If you need herbs, get those loaded, and make your assault on Lord Sherlock's castle.
No.
Going after that Dragon Lord. And here's the trade-in for Sillydabbit, the second player to get our rainbow drop of the evening. Both of the other two, Cyberdark and jackimus, currently stuck finding out that there won't be much for them in the grave. But he does pick up level 21, 6 agility, 1 hit point, 6 magic. Yeah, jackimus is full clearness grave. So does that seem to be for Cyberdark here, as neither of those two have found Gariam and found where the stones are located. ic10as prepping just to heal before going to Sherlock. Sillydabbit making a walk back. This is going to become a two-man race here, as it is easy alternate run algorithm on. However, you do still have to do the full Sherlock dive. And it's just going to be how long Sillydabbit takes in Garingham to power up before to see how much of a lead ic10as is going to have. And here we go, ic10as on the first floor basement, working down to the bottom of Lord Sherlock's castle, where the Dragon Lord is awaiting. Okay, if you're running, runners are allowed to choose whichever player sprite they wish to use for themselves. A couple of them are also using the winter skin of the game, which basically turns the green grass into white snow. And Sillydabbit is in Sherlock himself, about a level and a half behind. Cyberdark should have those stones now, even though they're not on the tracker. And should be heading to trade-in for the drop. And the stones are now picked up on jackimus' side. Oh, Cyberdark and jackimus must be gone. Oh, thank heaven. $140, so the hits on the Dragon Lord at this point are 10 to 20. jackimus not... Oh, jackimus had to trade in the harp still first. ic10as just coming out on the basement now. Sillydabbit one screen, two away from the run across. Now you will have a spike pellet coming. We do not know what it is, but usually it is pulled from what the game considers Sherlock level enemies in a flight set. Jackimus going back for keys. He must have ran out. Both Sillydabbit and ic10as on the basement. Sillydabbit about half a walk around behind. Poltergeist is not wanting to play nice, wanting to be the slow down speed bump of this ramp. Poltergeist was the spike tile as well. So much for alternate run algorithms. These guys are stopping. One step away is Alice from starting the fight with the Dragon Lord. Please make sure you do not miss menu here. And thou art a fool as we start version 1 of the Dragon Lord. Death Necklace thrown on, that will take 25%, but that will not affect until he either needs to heal or transitions to DL2. DL1 he'll have sleep! What a sneaky little Dragon Lord! By the way, there's your spike tile. Only 25 points, but has 236 agility and 118 defense. Making it hard to run from. Sillydabbit hitting that spike tile himself as ic10 trades over to part 2. The DL2 fight. DL gets a back attack to start it. And the first swing is 14. Now you will need to heal because you could go as low as 48. So 16, total of 29. I'm a little surprised. I would have taken a hit there. 22 more, or that'd be what, 51. Another 19 is 70. DL1, ooh, hitting for 79, and Sillydabbit's going home. Another 19, followed by 23. So DL1's hitting like a Mac tank. $44 on that fire from the DL. And there it is. Get your GGs out in chat for ic10as. We'll have a race time at GG time under 42. We'll get that exact time in just a moment. As he approaches the fanfare, the trumpets, and of course the walkout by the princess, who didn't save the princess, so he doesn't have to worry about it with a race.gg time of 40 minutes and 52 seconds. Jackimus now has actually taken second place in this race so far, going ahead and into Sherlock first because Sillydabbit taking the death. Sillydabbit trying to go for 21 or higher. Ooh, and the Wolf takes Jackimus back. So second is still wide open. All three, Cyberdark, jackimus, and Sillydabbit could do it. We're checking in the back to see if we'll get ic10as to come on in the booth here in a moment or not. And it looks like Cyberdark will be the next one to come on down and take a shot at Sherlock. And for Cyberdark, this would be extremely awesome for him to have been behind most of this race, but still having a great shot at taking second out of this. Cyberdark loading up on some herbs, getting ready with the scale, the dragon picking up that +2 defense. Only 31 bunks by ic10as, by the way, in this entire run. Not bad. 6 dodges from enemies only, but only scoring 5 crits himself, so low on both sides of that aisle. And here we go. This is going to be a straight deal if Jackimus goes straight in, and he does. So Jackimus takes slightest of leads over Cyberdark in the race for second. Sillydabbit not that far behind, just healing up in Geringham. Jackimus the first to the tile. Get down. Count about 5 seconds at this point. Sillydabbit now on Sherlock as well as both Cyberdark and Jackimus get down a level. Let's take account of our time difference here. And at this point, Cyberdark might lose second here if he doesn't hurry. 21-second difference between Cyberdark and jackimus at this point. With sillydabbit not that far behind of Cyberdark. And the sprint across for jackimus. He's down in the basement. Doing the trip right around. Cyberdark and sillydabbit both need a lot of encounters to hit jackimus to slow him down here. Cyberdark just about to come out on the basement himself. Sillydabbit 2.5 levels behind. Decides to take the hurt more approach, burning the 5 points to get through.
Hey everybody, IC here.
And there he is, the winner of our race tonight here in group number 8, ic10as. Welcome on in. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. That was quite the jet. Found everything I wanted when I wanted it.
Yeah, I think so. I think we were about level 14, just 11 minutes into the seed. But what were your thoughts when you found out basically every corner of the world you had to travel to pick up those 3 pieces to get into Sherlock?
Well, honestly, I didn't do half the exploring that I've done on half all the practice seeds I've done this week. I think I just took all the right turns here and got lucky. And every time I wanted a town to pop up, it popped up right in front of my screen. It was kind of worked out that way this time.
And speaking of lucky, sillydabbit now takes the race for a second as jackimus gets sent back to start as both jackimus and sillydabbit and Cyberdark start the battle. By the way, you didn't have to worry about this much, but we found out version 1 of the Dragonlord hits like a Mack truck, taking you for 70 plus per attack.
Oh wow. That's very interesting. Yeah.
And with that, Cyberdark goes home. Sillydabbit, though, does get through to part 2.
Yeah, he even put me to sleep too. I guess dodged that bullet.
So while we're watching sillydabbit trying to be second of this group, what are your thoughts for the overall 5 weeks that we've had for this Winter League 2025?
I've had a lot of fun. This is my first win, so that feels good. But I've enjoyed all 5 weeks. I really enjoyed the different flag sets requiring slightly different strategies. Do I rescue the princess? Do I not rescue the princess? Do I stick with this grind? Do I go find a new grind? Do I go explore? Like all the different flag sets really make all the decisions interesting, and that's what's kind of the beauty of this whole DWR thing that's been built.
Of the 5 sets that we had, which was your favorite?
I don't know that I have a favorite. They're all fun in their own right. I don't prefer any of them really. I'd have to put some thought on that one. It's a tough question. Good question.
All right, let's flip it the other way. Was there any of them that you despise? By the way, as you're thinking of that, get your GGs out of chat for sillydabbit. Completing the race time in just over 48 minutes. We'll get the exact race time in just a second. 48:24 to be precise, as Gwaylin walks out. And, sorry, 10 AC, yeah, that combination. Sorry, any of them that you hated again?
No, again, not really. I don't. All have their own pluses and minuses.
Alright, with that again, Silly Dabbit picking up second. Cyberdark going in, trying to finish third here. We'll see if we can get Dabbit here in the room as well. So if there was anything you could have known before we started this series, what little fact would you like to be able to do now? Jump back 5 weeks in the past and tell yourself from 5 weeks ago.
I think the one thing I've learned in Chaos Seeds is rescue the princess. Just get her. I've had so many counts I've screwed up, and there's been so many situations in late game where do I go get this next level, or do I go try to kill the Dragon Lord now? Sure, it'd be nice to know how much experience I need. I'm just gonna rescue the princess, and more often than not, going forward in Chaos. That was the big lesson I learned.
See who said chivalry isn't dead in 2025. Meanwhile, our two remaining renders, jackimus and Cyberdark, both working on Charlotte. jackimus the further along, but still has been here before and failed. So it's not over until the Dragon Lord breathes their final sigh of breath. How about that? You and Silly Dabbit both actually chopped their spike tile down. jackimus both times have just hurt more than get past.
Yeah, I never know how much HP you're gonna need, and I had kind of tested it a little bit on the way down. Ran into a poltergeist, and I'm like, I wonder if I can swing on these guys now. And it took 3 hits. It wasn't efficient, but I'm like, I'm gonna save that MP in case I need it.
And it looks like jackimus is going to get through here, as the Dragon Lord is just getting in a sleep walk cycle here. And he does make it through to part 2. And this time he did not have to worry about the Mack truck hitting DL1, which will get those stats up in just a second as soon as we get Cyberdark over to part 2.
Hello.
And speak of the happiness, Silly Dabbit made a wrong turn at Albuquerque, but here with a second place, 3 points, 12 for the series. GG's.
Yeah, GG's. This was a absurd seed for this flag set. I've had a couple of those this tournament so far. Very zoomy. XP was free pretty much everywhere. And I knew I lost this race as soon as I ran out of keys. And I had that second thought to myself when I was in Cantlin. This is a flag set where you want to fill up and be topped off on keys. And so my thought process in Garenham, when there was... I went with the chest I knew was there, because I knew if I had looked behind Garenham, there might not be a chest there. And I gambled and wound up losing, and so I had to make that walk all the way back. But obviously got slept and wrecked by DL1 as well, so yeah, got to make that walk several times.
Alright, to get your GG's out in chat, as we do have our third place finisher, unfortunately, Cyberdark got sent back again, and this is why some of you were able to get through and some of you weren't, as we had 75% sleep, and even when that didn't fire, 75% shot of fire breath of level 1 before you'd actually get that Mack truck hitting you for 75 plus. Yeah, Silly Dabbit, ic10as didn't have to run into one hit of the Dragon Lord punching like he, with Mike Tyson.
That's good RNG right there. He put me to sleep and everything, and I never saw him swing on me at all.
Yeah, that was basically what my second fight was like. I was like, okay, it can actually go very smoothly, so that makes sense.
Alright, Cyberdark seems to be giving us the old proverbial college try. One last shot, see if he can do it. See if he can bring home the final week with a finish. So get your positive thoughts in chat for Cyberdark. Let's will him to get this down and take that Dragon Lord and dispatch him.
Eva, did you grind on the Poltergeist Spike and Swamp at all? That was, like, I was already grind and go. I didn't need to when I found it, but that was, we had all the experience we needed. This.
Yeah, I did for a short while. Like, I think I went, I'm like looking back on my map, I think I went sort of like southwest first, and there was a whole lot of nothing, but there was like a decent zone there, and I tried to grind it, but then got killed, and then stumbled upon Swamp with the Poltergeist, and so I basically just took the, all right, until I run out of resources, hurt more of this thing, and then I moved on because stats were ridiculous.
I went north first, and I found a droll skeleton zone that seemed to be, like, it just took me from level 9 to 15, and I'm just like, all right, I'm ready to look for some more stuff. Didn't have to do hardly any grinding at all. I just turned Repel on and still ran into Drolls and Poltergeists and Magicians, even with Repel on. It was really jetty that way.
Yeah, unlike some seeds, it didn't really give you guys much of a challenge to have to find a good place to delve. The experience points were just free and flowing like there were water coming out of your faucet.
What was your first kill? Did you chip away on a golem?
Most of your guys' first kills were either golems or armored knights.
Yeah, RNG again. I excellent move to Golem with my second swing. Yeah. Then Wyverns killed me like 3 times in a row, but yeah, found another Golem before long and was off to the races.
Alright, here comes Cyberdark around to that spike, and one more shot at that Dragon Lord. Let's hope for good RNG, some good Sherlock.
I played a game.
GG's.
GG, jackimus.
Yes, I did the thing.
You did the thing, the Dragon Lord was dispatched.
Quality commentary and interview. How's it all going?
Is that a hurt more on the DL1 there?
I believe that was an attempt at a hurt more, at least, yes. So DL1 has sleep and level 1 breath. And if you're lucky to get away from either of those 2 rolls, then he hits you for 75 plus.
That was a nasty surprise indeed.
Yeah, you're like, oh, he ain't gonna breathe and he ain't gonna sleep me. Then, what the?
Yeah,
well, I didn't even think that was a possibility. I just saw the finish time of whoever it was in first, and I figured, okay, DL1's got to be a pushover too, but I guess not.
Yeah, just say you 3-4 attacks of just the breath, and it's only 14 or 15 points. You're like, fine. Then you find those 224 attack points punches even through Erdrick's armor pretty well.
Yeah, it was the sleep that did me in the first time. Like, the attack power is a little outrageous, so there was no worry about running out of resources. I just couldn't wake up the first time, and then the second time, just like, well, let's not even mess around with that. Throw out the stop spell and be done with it.
Yeah, I'll typically throw a stop spell out, and I didn't on my first dive just because it would have set us down a heal more, and nobody had finished at the time, and you know, of course, the sleep lands and I don't wake up, and you know, is what it is.
Yeah, you had to make that second trip around.
I had to make a few trips. I mean, I got spanked by a wolf pretty bad trying to get in the first time there too, and that was unpleasant.
Yeah, I made that walk several times. I had one key left when I finally got to Garenham, which was my last location. And so it was either go into the building where there might be 0 chests, or check the chest that's right there. And the one thing I knew I was missing was stones. And I made the wrong decision. I checked the chest that I knew was there.
Yeah, I had exactly 2 keys when I found it, so that sucks. Oh well, rando gonna rando, what you gonna do? We played a game, it was good times. Now I'm gonna go to bed because I feel like crap. Thanks for the race, people, see you later. Let's go, Bruins!
No problem. Thank you for coming in. We do get the final time of Cyberdark at 59 minutes and 23 seconds. Alrighty, so with that, who do you guys see maybe as the most interesting person who should come out of these 5 rounds and make the playoffs?
GG, guys. That was fun.
GG's.
GG Cyberdark, welcome on in. Sherlock was not with you tonight. Every time you were there, every time you had many shots at second, Sherlock just looked at you and go, "Hold my beer."
Yeah, that DL1 was the true boss for sure.
Yeah, 75% for sleep. And if you avoid that, it's 75% from the DL1 breath. And only if you avoided both of those, then you had 224 attack points crushing your armor like it's paper.
Yeah, I figured it was up there. I don't know. I just tried, and stop spell didn't work. Then I went in and attacked. That didn't work. Then the sleep didn't work, and I said, "Screwed. I'm just attacking him."
And the sad thing is, it's only 1 in 16 shot to actually see that huge attack. And unfortunately, you've got more of them than just about any of our forerunners.
Yeah, I even tried to hurt more. Stop spell should have worked, but oh well.
Yeah, we saw that attempt at the hurt more. We're like, was that a swag move? Was he like, go for it?
I had to try something. But yeah, other than that, once I got through DL1, it was great. I'm assuming nobody went past level 21. It was a lot of experience needed.
No, you guys were about level 14 plus within just 11 minutes of the start of the seed, as there was absolutely no place that was trying to hide the experience points from you guys. Those were flowing like it was milk and butter.
Yeah, I think I lost a little bit of time too. When I got to Garenham, I only had 1 key and didn't want to chance it on.
Yeah, that Garenham just south of Sherlock was one thing that did in a handful of you, because you're like deep diving grave, looking wherever else, thinking you're going to find the item there, but it was just sitting behind Garenham for the last item, the Stones of Sunlight.
Did you check the in chest instead, Cyberdark?
No, I wouldn't check either of them. I knew I only had 1 key. I didn't remember where Rimmildar was. So I used return, grabbed more keys, and went back.
Interesting. Yeah, I checked the in chest, thinking, okay, I know there's a guaranteed chest here. All I need is the stones. There could be nothing in the building, and I also had the same situation, 1 key left, but I didn't know where Rim was, and it was kind of a quick return back through Swamp and back, but it did suck to have to make that walk again.
Yeah, and then I think the second time I went back, so I did that. I went back, tried Sherlock, didn't work. And the second time I went to go through Sherlock, I lost my way. I didn't go down south enough, so I ended up over by all the other towns. Had to find my way back.
Yeah, that walk to Sherlock was tricky. I took some wrong turns when I was ready to go dive too. I was kind of spinning all over that left side of the map.
Yeah, I think I did find every town at some point.
Alrighty, so as we're taking a look on our schedule here, we have 2 races tomorrow at 7 and 9 o'clock. 4 on Thursday. Especially those 2 on Wednesday should be great. Top 2 groups. This should be giving us a lot of our playoff contenders. 1 on Friday, and I know there is one that isn't on this list right now, but it has been scheduled for Saturday the 8th as well. And that actually gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, almost all of our groups for this final week.
I think there are 1 or 2 that may go async. I'm not sure.
Oh, an async? Okay. All right, so with that, before we do go ahead and get out of here, I'm going to give all of our runners one last thing, if a chance, if they want anything to say, anything to wrap up from their entire 5-week run, whatever they like to say, the floor is theirs.
Yeah, GG's to the other racers here. Obviously, thank you to all the volunteers. It's been a fun 5 weeks. We don't get the fun of Stair Shuffle in the playoffs. That is actually one of my favorite flags, so slightly bummed about that. But looking forward to the rest of this week and the playoffs and seeing who comes out on top.
I'd like to thanks, GG to all the runners for sure, all the other runners for sure, and then I'd like to shout out to the admins in the Discord. They really put on a really well-run tournament. Got a lot of moving pieces with having to reseed groups every week and find commentators and trackers for all this stuff, and just thanks to all those guys. This is a really fun way to spend some evenings. So in the doldrums of winter. So thanks to everybody for all that.
Yep, GG guys, thank you much for the restream, Dr. and Dr. Mookows. Comms, C Parsley, and I don't see names, hang on.
Alrighty, so for Dr. Oh, I'm sorry, Cyberdark, go ahead.
Sorry, RG and Artorias for tracking. Thank you guys again.
Well, that's what I was going to pick up with. Dr. Mookows behind the tracking, I mean, not the tracking, but the restreaming for us tonight. RG and I don't have the other name, but 2 great trackers doing our tracking tonight. We're going to send you, there he is, and RG, and we're going to send them on out to Destiny of a Dragon Warrior practicing week 5. So from everybody here in Elfgard, have a great night, stay warm, and thanks for racing.